Mr. Elmer's Music Club.
All right, I've been doing a bunch of polls, and the majority of you, hundreds of votes, are just lost on what to practice. So check this out. We're gonna do G, C, D open chord. Okay, that's not what this is about. It is, but then G, C, E minor, D. Then we're gonna do the triad shapes. Look at this. Here's a G, here's a C, here's an E minor, here's a D, back to G. Then when you start mixing in the open chords with that, your playing goes to the next level. Listen, triads are really they're gonna make or break your lesson, all right? So I tried to take some notes here. I'm gonna break you down a little bit and build you back up. So just stick through this and you're gonna have an amazing time. Quick call to action, drop in the comments right now from a scale of 1 to 10, your knowledge of triads. 1 being the lowest, 0. I used to be a -5 back in the day, so don't be worried. 10, you're like a total pro. You flow like the jellyfish. Every triad shape, every string set, every key, mixing in with open chords, bar chords, different voicings, whatever. All right, so here's what I did the other day. Now, no charts today. This is like a woodshed lesson, but there's still a system here. The system is this. We're gonna try and stay within the chords right here. The open chords in the general vicinity on the neck, we're gonna use triads. So I'll show you the shapes. I'm not giving you the charts for this one. This is just like your piece of clay. I want you to start frameworking this in your head. I want you to see and hear how important this is. So if we did, like watch, if I took G, C, D, I can do G here, C here, and D here, okay, and back to G. Then if I do G, C, E minor, D, I could do G here again, to E minor, C here, now E minor here. Look, all I did is change one finger, and on this case, I'm on the G, B, high E string set. Now, if you ever hear me say string set, it's just how we organize the triads. We have to have some way to organize the information, otherwise our brains will melt. Like your brain might melt a little bit during this lesson. Just giving you the full warning now. And then we go E minor here, to D, back to G. Here's what happens when players plateau. This is what happens. Just years of experience in talking to thousands of players. They get stuck in the open chords for years. Stuck in the open chord, oh no. We don't want that. But when you start mixing in triads and voice leading and the open chords and the bar chords and just whatever, then you go to the next level. Then you have the most fun. So check this out right here. We are going to do this G major triad. Here's the shape. Now the other day I did do a video on this. I did G, but I moved up. I didn't change it. I stayed on the D, G, B string set and I did the C here and then the D here, back to the G. And I was going like open chord to triad, open chord to triad, open chord to triad, back to open chord. But today we're gonna try and put some constraints on. We wanna stay down here in this region of the neck. And we're gonna just flow through each triad with rhythm and skill. So like, if you don't understand what makes the chord, you can't really move inside the progression. So the end goal is, this is your little piece of triad clay. And I know somebody dropped in the comments, love you guys all. They said, I totally get why you talk about triads over and over and over, because they were like, my playing is just going to the next level. They were like, I was originally sick of you talking about triads, and I get that, but they're the bones. They are everything about meeting, okay? So look, here is G, and then we'll do C, and you got D. And then we'll go G, C, E minor, to D. Now I'm arpeggiating it there. And then the cherry on top, this lesson doesn't have to take a long time, will be to go seamlessly between the open home chords, cowboy chords, G to G, C open to C triad, E minor to E minor triad, D to D minor triad. Now, whether or not you would use that in a song, you have to think like a songwriter. Everything you create is a little miniature song. It doesn't matter. You're just gonna flow with it. You're gonna roll with it, okay? So check this out. Let's do open chord to triad. I'll do G, C, D, then I'll do G, C, E minor, D. Let's just see. Now you have to put it all together. The muting, if you don't have that yet, it's okay. Right now your goal is to just get situational awareness of these triad shapes and then learn the notes within the triads. Okay, G, B, D, C, E, G, okay, and then now this is an inversion, but an E minor triad has E, G, B, okay, so that's B, B, E, G, okay, that's an inversion, and then D, F sharp, A. So watch this, open chord to triad, this is G. Listen, if you have to roll back and this is the only thing you get out of this lesson right now, you're gonna be better, just trust me, okay? Let's move on to the C, to the triad. Now I am doing downstrokes and I am muting because I'm tightening up. I don't want a bunch of open unwanted notes. So C to the triad, D to the triad, back to G. Okay, let's add in that minor 6. Okay, well here we go. G to the triad, G to the triad, C to the triad. This is like a great exercise. Okay, E minor to E minor triad, D to D minor, and then to G. Now, I wanted to tell you, but let's just do it anyways. Look, right here too, because I know you can get this. Now we're on the E, A, D string set. Now you recognize that shape. Okay, that is an E major open chord shape, but of course we'd be down here on the A, D, G, and we'd be back here. But you see how these shapes move? But this is an inversion too. This is C major, second inversion, 513. This is G, C, E, and then D. So listen to how killer this sounds. This is the inversions. Somebody of you asked the other day, could you do a video on inversions, how to use them? Here's a little example, but I'll do a deep dive on that. Watch. We'll do G, and then I'll do the inversions here and here, and then back to G. So G open, then C triad, instead of the C triad, D triad, excuse me, C, D. Okay, watch. G, open, to C triad, to D triad. Hear how beautiful that is? Can you tell we're gonna go home now and finish this lesson? I told you this is like a wood shopping. I couldn't help myself there. All right, you guys are amazing. Drop in the comments, triads, okay? You gotta start shrinking the neck down. You gotta drill down deeper. This is how you create your systems. Listen, it was like 400 votes and you guys all kept, the majority of people, almost 70% said they're lost because they don't have a system in place. So just do something like this, okay? So this is what happens when you stop memorizing and start understanding, okay? Memorize the shapes, but understand what makes that shape. GBD. Right? C, E, G, D, F sharp, A, E, G, B, know the inversions. You guys, this is the tip of the iceberg. It gets so fun, all right? I'm gonna hammer you with triads, so don't virtually punch me through the string, I promise you. You're gonna circle back and be like, I love triads, more triads. All right, that's all I got. Drop jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. And real quick, if you're still here, my color grading has been awful, but let me know what you think of this new color grading I'm trying. I'm trying to learn something every day, even if it's not about music. Colors like sound, right? Peace.